All right, folks, I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. In this Saturday, November 2nd, 2024 update, we're going to be talking about the major inflows that are coming our way for the XRP Ledger ecosystem and how we can prepare for this. Many people have been asking me what's going to be the impact of the ETFs on XRP. Well, we can take a look at how it's impacted Bitcoin. I want to show you guys what happened to gold and silver, and then we're going to see the difference of the inflows, quote unquote, inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs versus the real inflows of new money that we're actually going to see into XRP. So let's get right on into it. This update is going to be focused on XRP. Let's get started right away. Everything's at ZachRector.com, by the way. Let's go. XRP Unleashed, the documentary is complete. We are excited to be attending the American film market next week for our world premiere and then see many of you out there across America for our first set of public premieres. This is from Fruition Productions. The XRP documentary is done. Tickets are selling out. I think there's some left in New York, a few left in Boston, and I think that the rest of them might be sold out. So check with Fruition Productions. I will be heading to one of the pre-screenings. Looking forward to hanging out with the community, watching this documentary, and taking the XRP story viral. This is our moment. Now, I've been talking about the utilities on the way. They are being delivered. Let's see it, folks. RippleX reporting on the XRP Ledger Oracle pricing amendment going live. Now integrating Band Protocol and DIA, not to be confused with our good friend DAI, but this would be DIA cross-chain oracles integrating here with the XRP Ledger native oracles, providing secure real-time data for key DeFi features like the AMM and lending protocols. Now, when you click on this post, it gives us the breakdown of what this will be able to be used for. The XRP Ledger lending protocol, this is where we get to become our own bank. You'll be able to lend out your assets on chain, on Ledger, completely decentralized. Sounds pretty good to me. But you need the oracles for lending rates, liquidation management, and more. Next, we get the XRP Ledger AMM and DEX for determining asset prices across all Web 2 and Web 3 markets. And then we also get the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain, support for EVM smart contracts, and fast data syncs between the mainnet and sidechain. And any tokenized assets, for example, the Zonix partnership is bringing institutional assets to the XRP Ledger, which require that the prices of real-world assets be streamed on-chain in real time. So how do you bring off-chain data on-chain? That's what this is all about. Currently, we got two developers right here, TQ, huge shout out to TQ, and a huge shout out to Short the FOMO, are the only Oracle providers continuously broadcasting data feed on the XRP Ledger. Below is TQ broadcasting regularly a price feed for the Japanese yen XRP pair. Beautiful. Love to see it. This is just getting started, right? It starts with the first two devs. Next thing you know, right, we get more and more, and we get more and more tokenized assets. And you can't even do the tokenized assets in a real way without the oracles. And then what was the other amendment that we got this week? Decentralized identity, bringing KYC on-chain so that the institutions that want to play in the DeFi space know who they're working with. You got to have it. We got it. Let's flip the switch. Now, speaking of flipping the switch, I talked about the Q3 markets report delivered by Ripple yesterday. One of the data points that I forgot to mention was that the AMM liquidity has doubled. So it went from about 8 million total value lockup to about 16 million, which actually surpasses the AMM liquidity pools of Stellar. So this is something to watch. Even though the Uniswap AMM for Ethereum launched in 2018, we haven't surpassed the amount of liquidity over there yet, but the trajectory of our growth rate is much, much better than Uniswap's AMM back in 2018. Now, comparing XRP and XLM Stellar, what we see, and we take a look here, this is Stellar X, the current liquidity available in all of the liquidity pools is about 14.47 million. This is the Stellar AMM. Now, as Ripple reported in the Q3 market report, our AMM growth exploded, doubling from about 8 to 16 million. So we've surpassed Stellar just within the first couple months of us having an AMM. And that Q3 market report didn't include the past month of October's activity with all of the meme coin craziness and all of the explosion in AMM liquidity pools. So it's going to be very interesting to see that Q4 market report and the growth of the AMM. We've already surpassed Stellar, and we're well on our way expanding and exploding the liquidity, users, transactions, XRP being burned, XRP being locked up. Do you think this makes me bullish on XRP? Abso-freaking-lutely. Now, what you're seeing too, and I've been reporting on this, and I just love to see this on the Twitter feed, is time after time again here, I'm seeing these guys that have been in the ecosystem. This guy says since 2017, for 7 years, he's held his XRP, and now he's coming full circle telling his story about how now now he's playing around with his XRP. I'm assuming that he's playing with the memes. He could be playing with the NFTs. We know we have metaverse projects. We know we have other stuff. Is 99% of it going to go away? Probably, but people want to play with it. So we got to give the people what they want. And this is what I've been saying here, is that these guys have been bag holders. There's so many bag holders of XRP that have been silent, quiet. They're not in the XRP community. They're not in the spaces. And now they're coming full circle. This is Joe High Times here on on X. He says, it's crazy that XRP is literally doing a full circle for me. I bought XRP in 2017 and I haven't touched it since. Nobody can give up their XRP moonbag. That's the big secret that the quiet part that nobody says out loud, is that nobody can give it up. Even the haters, even the fudsters, they can't help themselves. They know the gains are coming. Now with the XRP ledger, I'm putting those ancient XRPs to good use. Would be funny if this is the token that ends up retiring me this cycle. Folks are coming back. They're buying NFTs, they're buying memes, they're putting liquidity in the liquidity pools. And as soon as we start to get this DeFi cooking, well, I think that you're going to see people putting their XRP back to work. But then this is where the new money comes in. Now take a look at this closely here. Ripple right now, their escrow has dropped below 39% of the total XRP supply. So the current holdings within the escrow are 38.9 billion XRP. As Bill Morgan points out, though, when I first became interested in crypto in 2020, it was at about 55%. So really, over the past 3-4 years, we've started to see that escrow diminish pretty quickly, because really the escrow started at 55 billion, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2017. They put 55 billion away. Now, they weren't really distributing it or releasing it, and then they started to during the lawsuit. And basically, as they've grown, ODL was the main product, on-demand liquidity. They were only selling XRP off to their institutional partners. They were using XRP for utility. Now, this brings me to the point of this video, which is about where is the new money going to come from for XRP? And I'm going to compare the XRP ETFs that we're about to see, right? We just got the third filing this week. We got Grayscale with the trust. And then with their large cap fund, they're rolling that one over to an ETF. That does include XRP. So where's the new money going to come in? Well, I think that it's going to be coming in, and there's a big difference that's taking place here with the Bitcoin ETFs and what's going to take place with the XRP ETFs. Now, yesterday I talked about how Ripple's escrow, they admitted that they're now ready to fund these ETFs, these trusts, and these institutional partners. And they noted that some of that XRP that's gone off to them, that they're actually tracking it and reporting it as XRP held by Ripple in the escrow. So we're still trying to figure out what's going on here, but the good thing is that we can at least track Ripple's holdings, right? They report it every quarter. So at least we can track what's going on with that XRP. Trying to figure out where it's going from there is going to be the challenge. But right now we know there's only a few ETF issuers that have arrived, many more on the way, but we'll be able to track all of their reportings because they have to report it. And that's what we've seen with the Bitcoin ETFs is, they've been record breaking. And we got a thread here from Jim Bianco, who is an expert in this space, macro investment researcher. And I want you guys to see what he's put together here. Like you see, I see the regular posts about the spot Bitcoin inflow records running out of superlatives. They are correct. We have never seen anything like it. Why isn't the price going up though? Since the Bitcoin all-time high on March 13th of 74,000, spot Bitcoin ETF flows are about 12 billion. The halving was April 19th, Trump endorsement in July, tech SPX mania, Fed cut in September. The price should have hit 100,000 months ago. Instead, it's down 4%. What happened? At the same time, money has been pouring into gold ETFs, about 6 billion since March 13th. And gold's price is screaming higher, up 25%. What's the difference? Why is gold soaring when Bitcoin cannot go up despite an almost never-ending stream of bullish news? To me, the answer is simple. Gold flows are 6 billion of mostly new money. Bitcoin's 12 billion flows are mostly on-chain or centralized exchange money, not new money. Coinbase CFO Haas this week, retail is leaving them. We would argue for the ETFs, hence the big inflows. All right, this is Coinbase talking about revenue was down 18% from the second quarter as crypto prices went sideways and down after Bitcoin hit all-time highs. Many retail traders left the market as prices went south. Bitcoin resumed rising in October and is inching closer to an all-time high. Yeah. He says, see the size of the trades. The average gold ETF trade is 72,000, consistent with wealth manager allocation and institutions. Spot Bitcoin ETF trades are only about 16,000. This seems to be money shifting from former Coinbase retail accounts to the ETF, so it's not new money. I've argued this before. This is a problem for crypto. The ETFs are not attracting new money. They are not the gateway to get boomers on chain. Instead, they are sucking money back into TradeFi accounts. It comes from Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, hot wallets, and cold storage. No one cares about owning their own keys. And if these ETFs keep sucking money back into TradeFi accounts, they will continue to hurt, maybe damage, on-chain investments as this gives government regulators and TradeFi chieftains more and more power over this space. So the more glowing posts I see about massive inflows without new price highs, the more I worry that this is not good for crypto's future. Where are we now? Worried boomers are pouring into gold, and its number has gone up. Bitcoin is a zero-sum game of existing money that cannot make number go up. Now, let me push back. You guys know I don't love Bitcoin, but let me push back briefly. I get what he's saying, but you have to recognize the initial pump that did occur. It was a buy the rumor, sell the news event, as I warned about. What did we say back in January? Bitcoin was at about 30,000 back in October when the fake news got reported that the ETFs were approved. They weren't approved. It was fake news, but it started to pump Bitcoin. Bitcoin went from about 25,000 to 50,000, 49,000 to be exact, the day that the ETFs went live. I was in Scottsdale, Arizona on vacation, and I remember making my videos in the backyard of the Airbnb I was staying at. And I was saying, guys, this is the buy the rumor, sell the news event. Nobody wanted to hear it. I was the bad guy. Sometimes I am the bad guy, and I'm happy to be the bad guy because we were right. Bitcoin ran up to 50,000, dropped back down to 38,000 right after the ETFs went live. But then it did send all the way up to 74,000. And I believe that that was based off of the hype around the ETFs, the new money that did come in, right? We can't say that there wasn't any new money that came in. There was some money that came in, right? And that helped Bitcoin do something that it's never done before, which was go set a new all-time high before the halving. Bitcoin's never done that. So let's give credit where credit's due. Now let's compare it with XRP. The difference this time around is, do you have massive whales, right, that are sitting on the sidelines that are with bags of XRP that want to put it into an XRP ETF? I don't really think you do. You might have some, right? You might have a few, but I don't think that you do. And the other thing that gets interesting about this is that the XRP Escrow that Ripple's now saying will be ready to help fund these ETFs, right? So the XRP supply will enter into the marketplace, because right now the XRP that's in escrow is not in the quote unquote circulating supply. This is one of the ways that they're suppressing XRP. Our market cap should be substantially more because the XRP that Ripple holds in escrow is in circulating supply. Just because they have it locked up in an escrow that they created doesn't mean it's not available. When you look at all the other tokens across CoinMarketCap and how they report it, the initial team, the company, the devs that hold back tokens for themselves, that's reported in the circulating supply. In the case of Ripple XRP, it's not. That's price suppression and manipulation. But the point that we got to watch here, and that I'm making right now, is that XRP is going to be released from the escrow. It's going to ODL partners and institutions using XRP for cross-border payments and other liquidity. And now we know it's going to go to the ETFs in these institutions, right? And this is going to have to come from new money, right? There's not huge amounts of folks that are sitting on big bags of XRP that can't wait to roll it into an ETF. You can look at Grayscale's trust, which they had shut down during the lawsuit. Now it's back live. and the XRP trust that they have is probably going to be rolled into an ETF. So that's not new money coming in, right? But when we look at all these other ETFs, right, this is where I think you are going to see massive inflows of new money coming into XRP. The one negative that I will point out is that it's not going to have as much of a price impact because they're not having to go to the open market, which is the same thing that's happening right now with Bitcoin. All these record inflows, it's money coming from the exchanges, right? And basically a very limited amount of new money coming in. In the case of XRP, I think that you're going to see something different here. I think that what we're looking at right now is institutions who are using XRP for the utilities have already been getting it. And as soon as these ETFs open up, you're going to see inflows of folks that are selling off of Bitcoin to go into XRP, folks that are selling off of Ethereum to go into XRP. So is it going to be new money as far as new money coming into crypto? Doesn't necessarily have to be. It can be money that's coming from Bitcoin into XRP, money from Ethereum into XRP, right? And I think that XRP is perfectly positioned with real use case and utility and the institutions that will want exposure to this asset. When you compare it with Bitcoin, right, there is no utility with Bitcoin. The growth that we saw from Bitcoin comes from folks just wanting to hold it purely off of speculation, number go up. Folks can do that with XRP, but you also can use it too. And the final point that I'm going to share with you guys is just look at what happened with gold and silver. Gold got its ETF in 2003. It did a 5x between then and 2011, going to an all-time high. Look at silver. Got introduced in 2004 by State Street. After that, it did a 10x from about $5 to 50. That's what gold and silver did after they got their ETFs. We've seen what Bitcoin's done, which is basically 3x, right, from 25,000 to 75,000, give or take, rounding off. And it's not done, right? That's the move that's done in about 10 months, right? So the activity has been record breaking. New money is arriving, but the momentum, right? There's not much legs left in this run for Bitcoin, in my opinion. Like I said, top for Bitcoin this bull run, 120 to 150,000 for me. XRP, there's a much different opportunity. I look at a 10 bagger conservatively going from 52 cents today to over $5 conservatively. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about this, but I think that we have a big difference that's going to be taking place here between the Bitcoin ETFs and the XRP ETFs. And the final point that I want to add is that XRP, when it does get released out to these ETFs, will now be included in the circulating supply. So even though they're kind of manipulating it with the circulating supply and how they're calculating the market cap, it's just another thing that we're up against. This will allow Ripple to distribute that escrow even faster, right? So over the past few years, the escrow has gone from 55 billion now down to less than 39 billion. And that's just through ODL partners getting the XRP. Now with the ETFs, I mean, it's not going to take much to significantly start draining that escrow in a way that doesn't impact the price negatively. It might not impact the prices positively because it's going to be sold OTC, over the counter, from Ripple escrow to the ETFs. But eventually we come to a scenario where there's way less supply of XRP available on the open market. At the same time, an explosion in utility, use cases, and activity. And that's where those data points converge that lead to a higher XRP price for me in my thesis. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you appreciate this update. You guys know what to do. Smack it for me on the way out. Make sure you guys have subscribed and hit that notification bell. Everything else can be found at ZachRector.com, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic weekend. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.